I got the role through many auditions. I had about 4 auditions for the role. My first audition was in Nottingham at the Television Workshop, and I've been going there for about 4 or 5 years now, and I do sort of improvisation and things there, 3 hours a week on a Friday. So from that, the audition came through from the Television Workshop, and I did a huge workshop there with loads of people, and they auditioned transgender people and girls and boys because they weren't really sure on what they were looking for, the director and the casting director. So I had that audition, which was sort of just to see if you can act or not. And then second was to have a chemistry reads with the other characters, so the person who was playing Tommy and the mum and the dad and things like that, to see if we got on or not. And then the final one was like all day long. I remember it was quite tiring. We had to do some of the scenes that were in the film. So there was one of them, was the one with when the dad comes in and catches me putting makeup on. So we did that scene in the rehearsal with Steve, and that was a pretty intense day. And then they did the monologue with the Nana, and just like exercises like that on how, you know, transgender people would walk, and just like little things like their emotions, and the writer Peter would be like explaining to us all. So that was the casting process, and then I found out 2 days after the last audition, and yeah, it was quite sudden. And yeah, 3 weeks later, filming. I spoke to a boy at the Television Workshop called Ben, he's around 20 now, and he just recently transitioned from a girl to a boy. And so I spoke to him for quite a bit of time, talking about his personal life and you know, his relationship with his mum and his dad, because his dad didn't agree with him transitioning, so, and which is much like in Just Charlie. So to speak to him about those sort of intimate things was really useful in research, because I didn't really know a lot about the whole topic itself, so that was really helpful. Yeah, no, I hadn't really thought about the whole topic before, because I was 14, so I didn't really, I was quite young, so I didn't really know anything about it. So doing research, like watching daytime interviews with young people and old, to see the differences, so I could suss out, you know, how the younger trans people, what their lives are like in comparison. So I mean, even like films like The Danish Girl, like, you know, with Eddie Redmayne, they really help, because, you know, the sort of when he's sort of feeling himself and he doesn't feel like he's in the right body and things, all those little touches like in those shots, they really helped me in the film, because Eddie Redmayne did a lot of sort of feeling insecure, and there's some shots in the film where I did that in like the church, and you feel Charlie's sort of, you sort of give him a bit of sympathy, because you just feel really bad for him, because he's in the wrong body, he doesn't feel right, and you can tell, yeah. So yeah, the reaction's been great. I mean, because you go into festivals, and all the festivals have different age ranges that people go and see the film. So I think that's great, because the audience it's a general audience. There's not, you aren't getting audiences, a younger audience or an older audience. You're getting all ages, which is great. So the reactions have been different from different ages. Like younger people have, you know, obviously because younger people are a little bit like young teens are a bit immature, so they see the whole topic as, you know, they find it funny when it's not, and they don't really know a lot about it. Whereas people my age, like today, they know a lot, as much, probably as close to as much as I do. So you know, their reactions and their questions are a bit more sort of intellectual, you could say. And then the older people, because they have, you know, older people are very traditional. Well, I've just recently finished playing young John Tolkien in Tolkien with Fox Searchlight with Nicholas Hoult and things. So that was really great to do that, and that was like an insane budget. Like the scale of the production was huge, and there was, you know, big old cranes and drones, and there was huge like war scenes in it and things with the trenches, and So all of that was really cool, you know, to see the difference of a big scale like Hollywood film like that to just Charlie, you know, and have the difference, and that was it was interesting. And you know, as well, like Charlie, you're playing a real character, which was really fun to play, and you're acting alongside, like there was in the same film Derek Jacobi and Pam Ferris and Colm Meaney and things. There's like some big actors in there, so just I feel like lucky as well to be in a film with them at 16. Yeah, that was really fun. And I mean, with other things in the future, I just need to auditioning, and I've got a few auditions that I'm quite high up in, but we'll see whether anything comes of them or not. We'll see. Yeah.